Hi, welcome to today's Fireside Chat. It's good to be with you across the internet, and it's so wonderful to be able to share this time with you all, especially since we are all sequestered at home. And even though the province says that we'll be opening up slowly but surely, nevertheless, it does cause a lot of stress in our lives. In fact, I've been thinking a lot about those of us who are sequestered in long-term care facilities or in retirement homes, especially in light of the terribly high percentage of deaths due to COVID-19 when the virus takes hold among our seniors. And I'm a senior too. So this tragic reality may cause some senior parents to rethink their living accommodations. Now, while we don't have mass transit in Kincardine, when transit riders are told to wear masks, you have to wear the correct type of mask. Sometimes these days, eating just doesn't seem worth the effort to cook or to bake. So here's a suggestion. And even animals can have a bad hair day when farmers are feeling adventurous. Now, I have to warn you, I love Star Trek. So here is a Trekker take on hair decisions these days. And yes, those are terrible puns, but you know me. Because we are all crammed together in the house, we need to understand how to pronounce the words we use. I don't know how many of you have mothers like that. I sure did. Avoiding the spread of the virus can create interesting misunderstandings, even at the bank. Finally, here's another Mona Lisa take on our experiences while staying at home. Just as the Mona Lisa demonstrated, many of us are really stretched these days. Often we feel alone and lonely. Our days seem to coalesce into one gray puddle of sameness with little to differentiate one day from another. In many ways, we can feel lost. Now, there is a song in the Broadway musical, Dear Evan Hansen, which matches our current age. In one song, the lyrics ask, have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear, like you could fall and no one would hear? In answer to that question, I think about Jesus. Jesus met people like us, talked with us, treated us with respect as fellow human beings, never mentioned what a collection of oddballs we all are. Instead, in answer to our fear that we could fall and that no one could hear, Jesus invites us to his table. He invites a bunch of outcasts and oddballs to gather at the table, not because we're rich or worthy or good, but because we are hungry, because we said yes. Then he keeps telling us there is always room for more. Invite your friends, no matter how odd you may consider them to be. They are no different than you and just as loved. So when you wonder, when you feel lost, there is always one on whom you can depend, in whom you can place your trust. For those of you juggling caring for your children while teaching them their schoolwork, working from home while trying to keep the place clean and tidy, worried about their many hours of screen time, yet knowing you're using your screens a lot too, I offer you this video featuring the words of the United Church of Canada's A New Creed, spoken by United Church ministers with their own kids surrounding or even helping them.
Yeah, I'm going to take a video.
We are not alone.
We live in God's world.
We believe in God.
We believe in God,
who has created and is creating.
Who has come in Jesus, the Word made flesh,
To reconcile and make new.
whoopsies.
To work in us and others by the Spirit.
We trust in God.
We trust in God.
We trust in God.
We trust in God.
We are called to be the church.
To celebrate God's presence.
to live with respect in creation,
To love and serve others.
To seek justice
To seek justice
and resist evil.
and resist evil.
To proclaim Jesus, crucified and risen.
Our judge and our hope.
In life,
In death.
In life beyond death.
God is with us.
We're not alone.
thanks be.
Thanks be
to God.
Thanks be to God. Yes, sir.
Thanks be to God.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
When you see the organized chaos of these ministers' families, you begin to realize that you are not alone. The words they share with us affirm that faith is not a feeling. Instead, faith is a choice to trust God even when the road ahead seems uncertain. I think once again about the words from dear Evan Hansen. They continue as they speak to our aloneness. Well, let that lonely feeling wash away. Maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. Because when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your hand. When we feel lost, we reach out our hand to the risen Christ. After all, Jesus told a parable about the lost sheep, proclaiming a very silly premise, that to find the one who is lost is more important than staying with the ones who are just fine. Jesus is telling us that when we feel overcome, overwhelmed, and overburdened, we just need to reach out to the hand already offered by God to carry us when we need it most. That is our hope and our assurance. Now, I don't want you to mistake what I'm saying. Hope is not prognostication nor a crystal ball prediction of our future. Instead, hope is an orientation of our spirits, an orientation of our hearts. It transcends the world that we immediately experience, anchoring us somewhere beyond the horizons we can see, opening us to what is possible if we just trust and being found by the divine. Once again, I'll quote the words of dear Evan Hansen. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. Trust that assurance and know its deep and abiding truth. Now, I would like to share this video of the dear Evan Hansen Broadway cast singing from isolation at home the song, You Will Be Found. As this video plays, consider this a prayer of hope. Consider this a prayer of assurance. Consider these words as being spoken right into your heart by our loving God, who says to you, let the sun come streaming in, because you'll reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around. You will be found.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear? Oh, someone will come running, and I know they'll take you home. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found.
I have been awed by the ways that the people of our congregation are caring for one another. I'm encouraged by the households worshiping together through our live streaming worship on Sunday morning. I am privileged to be surrounded by the wise leaders of this congregation as they chart the course forward into the uncertainty of our future. I am humbled by the number of notes of appreciation I have been getting for these fireside chats. I am privileged to be part of the staff team, diligently continuing to serve in the name of Christ on your behalf. Out of all of these realizations, I believe it is time to celebrate Kincardine United Church. So I'm inviting people to celebrate our family of faith and the difference we make in each other's lives and in our community by making a special donation to the ministry and the mission of our church. To encourage those with the resources to make a special gift, if the special gifts marked Gord's haircut that come in exceed $2,000 in total, I will shave off all my hair and post the video to our YouTube channel. That's not just to leave stubble, but to finish the job with shaving cream and a safety razor. So between now and our anniversary Sunday on June 14th, let's see how eager you are to see my head completely hairless. May the result bring some light into our days, or at least some laughter. Maybe as the song states from dear Evan Hansen, I will be found once out from under the growing mop of hair. As we leave, I'd like to leave you with this blessing. May this day and every day grant to you some light. May this day and every day grant to you some peace. May this day and every day grant to you some rest. May this day and every day grant to you some grace. May this day and every day grant to you some joy. May you go in hope and in trust, for God is with you. We are not alone, because God finds us where we are. Amen. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.